Such a small tool, it's literally a £5. And without it, I got completely stuck. I've just ran to Wix, which makes me sound like I'm getting overexcitedly. Well, I'm excited to be here, but I ran because I need to get running today. And also needed to pick this up. This is the tool that I should have picked up to cut the coving. It's so hot and sweaty. I'm going to pick up this, and I might even grab a couple of internal corners whilst I'm here. Might just make my job a little bit simpler today. These are the internal corners. I'm trying to work out if I should get these for ease or I should challenge myself with doing it myself to sort of learn the skill. Not sure. I decided to not pick up the pre-cut corner pieces, primarily because the pre-cut bits were for a certain design of coving that was different to the one that I've bought. So that wouldn't have fit. But I did pick up the tool, and you basically rest it on the coving, draw the line. As you can see, it is slightly curved, and then that tells you where you need to cut. But what I find quite satisfying is that when I realised that I'd cut this bit incorrectly from that corner, you zoom in so you can see it, I decided to draw on this piece where I thought the line should be with the new information that I had about it being cut incorrectly. So this was that really rough line that I drew, and I thought that's probably where I should have cut. And when I came to rest this on here, the line was almost exactly where it needs to be. So even if I hadn't have picked up this tool, I could have made a little template that was that exact shape, perhaps from a piece of card, and it's still come out perfectly fine. But since I've got this tool, it is going to make it a little bit easier. It's obviously designed for this very job, and I want the corners to be very precise, so this is definitely going to be a better option. But to fix that corner, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice off this piece, and I will put it up there in the gap, and then I'll just fill it in with filler, and it'll look really good. I promise it's going to look totally clean and splendid. Splendid was an interesting choice of word there, but it's done now, so I can't take it back. I feel like this is such a good example of when you make a mistake or you make an error, it can feel insurmountable. So when I first cut this, I was like, oh no, have I wasted this entire piece of coving? And I'd already stuck it to the wall and it was still wet. So I was like, should I take it down? Should I take it down now and try and, scrape the glue off? But I sat and I thought about it for a bit, and then I realised that I would be able to fix it in the way that I've just described. So there's always ways of figuring things out. And even if I had have needed to replace this piece, it's a useful lesson. So I'm feeling super, super lucky because this project, as I mentioned, had a deadline. I was able to have a chat with the brand, and we are going to postpone it just to give me time to really get it finished, the quality that we wanted. I'm sort of having to guess a little bit what is the straight line, because I obviously don't have the bottom piece to line this base up against. But I think that looks quite straight. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to draw this line on here, and I can tell by the angle of this plastic here that it wants me to cut this line at an angle. So not straight down, not inwards, but outwards, so that the next piece butts up against it. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to fit. It has that little lip there, and that sits on the edge. So that's our line. That is what's going to fit up in that corner. I tried this second piece and it was a slightly bit too long, and that's because where it meets in the corners, it doesn't obviously meet in the exact corner, it kind of meets a little bit further away from it, so it needs to be ever so slightly shorter than the actual distance. Here's my little piece. I've added some glue onto the backs. This is the messiest piece I've ever cut. This isn't ideal, but this is just simply the way that I am solving this problem. So let's stick it up there. It's gone in that little gap quite nicely, actually. Oh dear. Are you gonna fit it in this gap? Why don't you fit though? Because we talked about this. No, it is still too snug. Okay, so the amount that I have to take off to make it fit is actually quite a lot. It seems to be like about 1 centimetre shorter than the actual distance. Okay. It means when it butts up against the next bit. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's put this up on the ceiling. Bum 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 bum. Don't film me now. Okay, when I say this is perfect, I need you to get like a huge grain of salt, like maybe like a boulder. Huge grain of salt. Okay, I'm not suggesting this is the tidiest piece of work, as it's clearly a hot mess. But we have all of the bits in the right places. So if I had have cut this correctly first time, as you can see, the line is in the right place. So I'm doing it right. That's a great place to start. And once I've glued this all in place, it's still a little bit tentative. This isn't glued yet. And covered it over with a bit of cork on these areas. It will look fine. I will show you how it comes out in the end. But I don't mind too much that it's imperfect, because I think I'll be able to make it look good enough. What I have noticed is that although it fits in, this is still too far over. This is what I was talking about before. If I put another piece in here, it's not going to be able to butt up against that corner because there's not enough space. And this corner up here should be at the very corner of this line, and it's not. So I'm actually going to take off another 5mm and hope that that's the right choice, and it should fit this next piece nicely. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Right. We're getting somewhere, aren't we? All I've got to do now is every other part of the room, and then we'll be done. I told you that I'd be looking at a couple of YouTube videos to show you how I learned how to do this. So I will actually make sure to tag the creator of the video that I watched of how to do this, because she also taught me that the corners that you've cut, so I've cut that to fit this piece that I've just put up, is now the correct shape for the outside corner. So I can save this. Unfortunately, it's just a tiny bit too short for this cut, otherwise it would have been perfect. But I will now cut an outside piece somewhere in this room so that I can make use of the corner that I've already cut. So shout out to the carpenter's daughter for teaching me that little hack. I've got 3 pieces left of the coving. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the longest pieces first. So I have some longer areas, such as this bit here. No, that way. Oh, my coordination. That way, and also that one just there. I'll cut those first because then I can work out what smaller bits I have to do some of these more intricate pieces that's going around the corner. I've realised I don't actually have quite a lot of corners, so I'm going to be cutting quite a lot of small pieces. I'm going to be a pro at this by the end of today. This is going to sound a little bit odd, but before I bought this coving, I decided that I didn't want to add the coving to the reading nook because I want this to be a separate area in my room. I actually think I might put some wooden battens down where the join is to make it a very distinct separate area to go and relax in. And I felt that the coving going into this area and disrupting my beautiful mural that I've moved for you to see, that's actually behind the mirror so you can't see it anyway, it will get disrupted at the top here. I could repaint it, but I don't want it. I've worked out the way that I find it easiest to get the correct fit for this coving, and I'm going to tell you how I do it in case it's helpful if you come to do some yourself. So as you know, I have these nails up on the wall, and that means that I can rest the coving on them to test the fit, etc. I also have lines drawn with pencil on the wall. And as you can see in this corner, that tells me exactly there and there where the coving is supposed to finish. So I'm going to put this piece of coving up and I'm going to rest it on these nails and I'm going to line it up with that corner. I'm then going to gently tap it in place with a nail so that I don't have to hold it with my hands. And then over here, I'm going to get my pencil and I'm going to mark where the corner is. And that's going to give me the perfect fit for this particular place. I'm obviously using a very long piece for a piece that is a bit shorter. So maybe if you're measuring a small area, this would actually be a mega faff to do. And you could just measure it. Like, I think most people would just measure this and then measure it on the coving. But this is the way that I'm doing it. And it's been working really well for me so far to get really accurate cuts. Oh no. Temporary now. Now I can mark the area that I want. That's all. See what I did? I did a thing. This is going to fit really nicely now. There we go. I'm back and ready to go. Shout it out. Oh yeah. You hurt me, hurt me, hurt me. I'm back and shout it on the rooftop, shout it out. Baby, I'm ready to go. I want to make the best use of the pieces that I have left. This piece I tried up there and it was too small. So I want to see if I can try and get two separate pieces out of this. This fits quite nicely in that corner up there, but I wanted to see if there would be enough left for any of these corners. Because if there wasn't, perhaps I could use this smaller piece to cut two of the smaller ends instead. What I don't want is to cut one off and then be left with a piece that is too small for any of these gaps. I planned for this to be enough coving, but only if I cut it in a smart way. Also, I just cut this beautiful little piece that fits up in that little gap, but I just need to shave a bit more of the plasterboard off of here and sand the edge before it's ready to be stuck into place. That's also not stuck yet, I just wanted to make sure it was there. So that's going to butt up against the bookcase. This was another reason I don't want to alcove this area. I don't want to disturb my bookcase. I really quite like this. This is the design I mentioned. I like this too. So I'm going to finish this off again at an angle, and then I'm going to build some wood pieces here, perhaps have some alcove going across here. I think it'll look nice when it's done. This is probably the trickiest piece so far. I have a light up there, and I can't move the light because it's situated at a very specific part beside the bed. Why are you so blurry? So I have to cut around it, and I don't really know how to do that, so I'm kind of... I'm making this up! This is the piece I have cut to go around the top of the lampshade. Now why don't you tell me what you think of this fit? This was the best solution that I could think of. It's imperfect. It's hard to do one-handed. It's imperfect, and I'm going to have to find a way of making that hole look less strange. But that's a cut around it. That's what it looks like. What do you think about that? How might you have done this differently? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see how this turns out.